Hello, this is Fred Mackey at IMMI coming to you with some more moderator training. We're going to try to do this one quick and easy. But I want to start by saying that I'm sorry it's taken me so long to get to this point. We've had a lot of complications in getting through the technical aspects of getting the page set up, but I'm not going to bore you with that. I really just want to come back to the guidelines that we released this week. I'm hoping that you all have seen them. They look like this. I'm thinking that this stuff is fairly self-explanatory, and I believe it's finished. There are examples there. If you have questions after you go through this training today, ask me about them. But I'm hoping that the product sort of stands by itself. One thing I did want to address was this reliability of media sources, because it doesn't really fit into the context of what I've given you so far. And the reason for that is because I don't want people fact checking. I hopefully have made it clear and have left the fact check process part out of the training thus far, because the procedure is to route those to me that require fact checking for me to get them back to you. But just so you get it, because you will be doing the fact checking soon, the purpose behind this exhibit is to say that if we're working with reliable or generally reliable media sources, then we can use that source as a confirmed, valid source of fact checking. But if it gets down to this unreliable category, even though we have evidence, okay, that it's not reliable, so therefore we cannot use it. And that's not clear from the guidelines because, again, I did not try to explain it at this point, but at least it gives you a clue as to how these pieces may fit together. So let's talk a little bit about the page itself and your role as moderator. If you look at the Trump versus Biden tweet page, you'll see that right here, this first place, in here it says that if you want to see the Twitter activity, you click here. And what you get when you do that is you get a bunch of blue screen until I get it fixed. Let's see. I'm not using my own computer, and it's always problematic. In any case, what you see here are a whole bunch of comments about that come from, in this case, it says tweeted from Donald Trump's Twitter feed or from Joe Biden's Twitter feed. And if you go into the details, you will also see places where I've gone in as a moderator and said that I'm responsible for moderating this tweet. In some cases, I said I'll come back and give you an answer. In other cases, I fact-checked it on the spot. It provides you with everything that you need, I think, using the guidelines and this example to see how the job's done. And there's a bunch of work out there, meaning, we have several days of tweets that say from either candidate's Twitter feed. And here's an example of one that I did fact check. But again, you aren't going to be doing any fact checking. But what you can and should do is assign yourself as moderator for those unmoderated tweets. And in many cases, if the example fits the examples in the guidelines, say there's an opinion, it's an opinion or it's a satirical post, then you should label it as moderator, say it's been checked, and follow those examples as to how to mark it down. I know that's a very brief overview and shortcut, but here's the deal. People are going to be looking at this. We're going to, I'm going to call you. If we have problems, if you have problems, you're going to know about it. And right now, we're sort of doing this on a little bit of a test basis, and I'm going to explain what I mean by that in a second. But for now, what I'm encouraging you to do is to go in there, look at those tweets yet to be moderated, assign yourself, just as you see my example, as the moderator, and either send it to me as something that requires fact-checking, or instead dispose of it by labeling it as an opinion or no claim or whatever type of example does not require additional fact-checking. The bottom line is that part of the job, what I would refer to as the technical part, that's all there is. I mean, again, you're going to be doing some fact checking soon, but for now, that is all it takes. Now, what I want to do also is to talk to you about the next crucial stage in this thing, which is to try to attract some people. Because right now, I've